Welcome again to another section on my channel. If you're just coming to the channel, I want to say you're welcome to my channel. Like I always say, that my channel is a journey and we are about starting the real journey very soon. However, before I start, I need to do this today because very soon we are going to go into the practical stage, just as I said. And today, we'll be dealing with rules to follow when writing. Like I said, I am a freelance writer and it is my journey or it is my joy to train people, to help them journey in the writing world and help them become better. And I want you to know one thing, there is no perfect writer. So even I myself, I'm still learning. Alright, my name is Oladipupo Ganiyu and you're welcome to another section on the Left-Handed Writer channel. And today, like I said, we'll be dealing with rules to follow when writing. You know, I used to say, many people say writing is easy, writing is easy. Is it not just to pick up a book and start writing? But if writing was easy, then you would not have to see movie producer edit some things out of their script. You will not have to see when a university student writes a project and they will say, okay, go and edit this thing, go and edit this thing. Because at the end of the day, it is people that are reading your writing, and when your writing is not clear and concise, people won't understand. So you need to know how to write so that people can easily understand. All right, rules to follow when writing. Whether you are writing a blog post, whether you are writing research, whether you are doing a long form article, whether you are doing a listicle articles, it doesn't matter. There are rules you must know as a writer, because at the end of the day, you are passing information for people to read, and therefore people must understand what you have done. Now, the first one is the introduction. The introduction, and just to make it clearer, I'm going to be using different kind of example. Let us assume now that I'm told to write how to fix my phone if it keeps going off. How to fix my phone if it keeps going off. You know, like I said, we talked about SEO writing last week. We talked about the long form article. We talked about listicles and others, where I was educating people the 5 types of writing. Now, the first one is introduction. Maybe you are writing on how to build a house. Your introduction should talk about house, the quality of a good house. That okay, houses is one of the most important factors in human life. It is a place where human beings, after they have gone out for the day to hustle, they come back to relax. Therefore, a house should be a peaceful place if it is correctly built. Now, this is just a sample. It's different from when we are writing a blog post. Like I said, we are coming into the main work. So the first one is introduction. How you structure your introduction. Your introduction must bring your audience, okay, this is what I'm writing and this is what you should expect. Then the next thing is analysis of the topic. Now, it is still part of the introduction. Maybe you did the first paragraph, you talk about housing. The next one is, we are talking about how to build a house. Now, if we're talking about how to build a house and you've done the introduction, you've tell us what a house is, then you now begin to do analysis of a good house structure. And that, I would have said it is introduction, but I broke it down to analysis. Now, analysis of the topic, that is how to build a house. Now you are talking about what a good house structure should look like. Then the next thing you are going to do, after you've talked about the analysis of the topic, that a good house structure must have a good foundation, it must be built with strong blocks, concrete and other things. You are showing us that okay, it looks like you understand this topic. Then the next thing you do is the post introduction. Whether you are a university student, you really need this analysis I'm giving. You really need this, because the reason why many students don't get it right in the exam is they don't know how to follow protocols. You don't know that your exam you're writing, your examiners already knows what he or she wants to read. That is if you're not doing OBJ, if you're not doing objective questions where you just have to select answer. But if it's about where you are to write or maybe where you are to type, you must do this: the introduction, the analysis of the topic. Then the post introduction is now you are coming into the discussion. That many people think house is easy to build. whereas there are so many factors that are involved and other things. You know, it's about writing. The post introduction is more or less like doing a summary of what you've written in the first paragraph, and the second paragraph, now put it in your third paragraph, which will now then lead us to your point. I always tell people that writing is very easy when you know how to hit the nail on the head. People are not interested in stories whether you've read about the whole architecture textbook now concerning the topic we are writing here, how to build a house. Now, once you have done the post introduction that, okay, when a house is peaceful, it is because of the structure. However, in this article, I'm going to be enlightening you how to build a house correctly that it will stand for many years to come. That is the post introduction. You have done the post introduction. Please don't forget, the first one is introduction, analysis of the topic, and the third one is post introduction. Now, the next one is listing your points. Listing your points. Now, one of the issues with many people when writing is that, let's assume you are writing in an exam. List your points separately. That, okay, if you have maybe just 3 points, make sure they are written in different paragraphs. Don't put 2 points together in a paragraph. Maybe, for instance, you say lay the block, and the next point is pour the concrete. I'm just saying, for instance, do not put lay the block and pour the concrete together. Make sure they are separated and explain how they can lay the block correctly. Then also explain how you can put in the concrete correctly. Now, list your points. If you're listing your points to maybe point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, just make sure that each point they are listed differently. Now, the next one is raising a controversy. Now, when I say raise a controversy, I didn't mean maybe you should pick one, people that are into what you're writing about. Then, no, raise a controversy in the sense that raise something that the audience will be like, wow. It could be a fact that, do you know that houses that are built, that if 2 stories are built and there is no concrete in the front door, the house is likely to collapse in the next 5 years. That is something that keeps people wondering. Really? And that is what makes you a successful writer. Your ability to stir up topics, your ability to stir up controversy. It could be in a blog post, it could be in a web research, it could be in a long form article, it could be even be in a listicle article. And if you are writing a web content, you know, web content are usually long. The least web content, if you want to rank in SEO, is 1,000 words. So if you're able to stir up a controversy, like it could be a fact, or it could be something that maybe you just want to say this thing, it is correct. You want to keep people guessing, you want people to engage you. It's just like maybe when you're writing a YouTube script, or maybe you're talking about an ancient culture, about a tribe, and you know you raised a particular point, and somebody in that tribe knows that, no, this is not how this thing is, you know. You start getting comments in your YouTube scripts, and that is how you run, and people start engaging you. And that is why, as a writer, be ready to deal with criticism. Be ready to face criticism. Whatever people say, although I'll keep saying it, make sure your facts are correct. And when you have done all this, conclusion sums your whole work. And also, conclusion can also be your own opinion, that maybe having argued all these things, this is what you are submitting. Or just like I mentioned, if you remember in one of the previous videos where I was talking about promotional write-up, I said you can write a post maybe for a dog, how to take care of a pet, and at the end of the day, for your post, at the end of the write-up, you suggest certain company as the best place where you can care for your pets. So ladies and gentlemen, that is all we got for today. Next week, we will start our training, how to make money on Fiverr. And I'm going to be dealing practicals. I'm not going to be all those writers that tell you, oh, if you want to make $50 million, yeah, they use it to deceive people because people want to hear about getting money. I'm going to be teaching you step by step how to create a real gig that people can come in, writers can see, the buyers can see, and they'll be like, oh, I'm impressed, let me patronize this person. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. Alright, like I said, we've come to the end of today's session. If you're just watching this channel for the first time, I know you can see that subscribe button. Please help us click on the subscribe button and help us like this video so that we can get into Google ranking. I love you. Until I come your way next time, I remain my humble self, the left-handed writer, and that's because I'm a left-handed human being. Thank you.